For number 19, we want to first figure out what type of conic section this is, and then put it in standard form so that way we can find out the different parts of it. So first, just by looking at the x squared and y squared terms, remember we can ignore everything else at first, I see it's a plus sign, which makes it either a circle or ellipse, not a hyperbola. And because it's the same coefficient, it must be a circle, which are the only other two options. So this is a circle. So just by looking at the problem, I can eliminate at least B and C. Next, we want to do is put it in standard form. So to do that, we have to group the x's and y's, then move the number to the other side, and complete the square. So let's do that. So grouping the x squared with the other x, and then we have the y squared and the y. Oops, that's a y. Then we can move that negative 14 here, because we're going to subtract 14 on both sides. And that's our first step, is to group. Oops. And now, the second step, there's no numbers in front of the squared terms. So that makes things nice and easy. We don't have to worry about factoring that out. We can just go straight into completing the square. So remember, that's the plus a blank, right? Plus a box. And we'll figure out what goes in the box in a second. But let's finish writing this out. So first, to complete the square, we take our b term, which is negative 6, divide it by 2, and square it. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then 3 squared is 9. Same thing here. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 3 squared is 9. So what we add to one side, we add to the other. So since I added a 9 here, I have to add a 9 here also. And since I added a 9 here, I have to add another 9 here. And what do I get is this factors. I know x times x is x squared. 3 times 3 is 9, and it's a minus sign. And then also same thing here. This factors to y times y. 3 times 3, it's a minus sign. And by adding this, I get 18 minus 14 is 4. And now it's already in standard form. That's what we're looking for. Because now from the standard form, we can get all of our pieces of information, which is the center and the radius. So my center is opposite inside, which is 3, 3. And both of those have those 3 3's. Right, so it's either A or D still. Then remember, this is my r squared. So if this is r squared, what is r? We have to take the square root, which means the square root of 4 is 2. My radius is 2, which is D.